So you're divorcing a narcissist. What do you do? I'm John Henderson. This is HH Law. I am here today to provide you with some information about divorcing a narcissist. Now, this is a hot button word these days. Almost every single divorce call we get, which is about 100 a month or so, all those divorce calls that we get involve a narcissist, somebody making the allegation that their spouse is a narcissist. I have no idea whether or not narcissism is on the rise or not, or are we just labeling selfishness, or if people are seeing this on the internet and now they're using these terms. I have no idea. What I do know is that there are lots of people who are completely incapable of seeing life through anybody else's lens and are only interested in themselves. And I've got some ideas about how to deal with these people as you move through the divorce process. The first is, don't go pressing their buttons. Hire a lawyer, a legal expert, somebody to be on your side to try to deal with a narcissist. Narcissists do not want to be in a position where they are exposed for being totally selfish or emotionally abusive to somebody else. They want the world to think that they are great, they have friends, nothing's their fault, they cannot handle anything like that. So trying to go push their buttons and yell and scream at them about why they are so selfish and taking these actions isn't going to do anything but inflame them and make them gaslight you. And that's another term that we hear almost every single day at our office. Somebody's gaslighting somebody else. Somebody is taking whatever that they are doing that is wrong and making it seem like the other person is doing that very thing. And so this kind of behavior is very common in divorce settings, probably because people who have narcissistic tendencies are very difficult to love, very difficult to have a relationship with, very difficult to negotiate with. Everybody has some selfishness. All of us do. There's no question. But stepping over into that boundary of being incapable of seeing life through the lens of somebody else or having compassion for other people is a totally separate thing. So when we see this, my first piece of advice is, if you're divorcing a narcissist, get a lawyer. Lawyers are adept at being able to deal with people like this. The other side is not very likely to attack the lawyer the way that they attack you. And so you're going to get a buffer between you and the narcissist that you are divorcing. The second thing that is fantastic is get a narcissist to the negotiating table. And this is related to the first one, is that a narcissist does not want to be exposed as a bad guy. We have had countless scenarios where if we can get somebody with narcissistic tendencies to a mediation table and help negotiate some sort of an agreement, that they are going to be much more willing to be forthcoming with information, share, give, capitulate on different issues in front of their lawyer, our side, the mediator, whoever else is there at the negotiating table. So if you've got a situation where you've got a narcissist, get a lawyer to help run some interference and to help professionally negotiate with that individual without pressing buttons. And then get to a mediation table as soon as you possibly can. Not before it's ready to mediate, because you do need all the information that possible to mediate. But if you get a chance to mediate with a narcissist, chances are you're going to get a much better deal than you would outside of that. And the last thing that I'll say, point number 3 about divorcing a narcissist is document, document, document. Make sure, and not in an aggressive way, not in a way to really tick off the person you're divorcing, like videotaping them to their face and this sort of thing. But make sure you're keeping all of these and printing off the text messages. You're printing off emails. You have witness statements. You do have videos that were made maybe before you were doing the formal divorce process, that sort of thing. Document everything you can. Make notes, write in your journal, anything like that that can help document different specific scenarios, because a narcissist loves to pretend that they didn't blow their lid that that wasn't an issue, or that they weren't rude to the children, they didn't kick the dog, or whatever the thing is that they did that makes them blow up. They're going to pretend that that doesn't exist, and you're the one who in fact does those things. And you better bet that they are going to be documenting every little misstep of yours. So you want to make sure that you have documented everything, even if it's in your own journal where you're documenting these different events. Be time specific, place specific, who was there, so that you can remember all these details if it ever needs to come back up in the future. And be sure to share that information with your lawyer. But those are 3 tips that I have for dealing with a narcissist during divorce, divorcing a narcissist. I want to remind you that we are in the state of South Carolina, and we encourage you to contact our law office if you have any issues whatsoever. We provide these informative videos so that you, even if you're not in South Carolina, you have resources and tools to help you navigate your life, make the best decisions you can for your family. Please contact us if you're in need of some legal help in South Carolina. And if not, we encourage you to find a lawyer who can help you in your local state. I'm John Henderson, and this is HH Law.